Hello all, welcome to the design pattern series. Today we are going to look into builder design pattern. So let's quickly go through the theory part first and then we will look into example to understand how to implement it. Yeah, in today's video we are going to cover below topics. The first is what problem the builder design pattern solves, how a builder design pattern works and how this pattern can be applied in your code. So now let's go to the introduction part. Okay, so builder design pattern, it comes under creational design pattern and as it deals with creation of objects. Builder design pattern targets to separate the construction of complex object from its representation so that the construction process can create different representations. Basically, it targets to abstract the object initialization code. So new concrete builder class will be used to take care of creation of the object, which we will see in the coding part. So a new class will be created for which will have this construction steps or process. This pattern is useful when you need to create an object with lots of possible configurations options. So, or say you have a class whose constructor accepts multiple or lots of parameters, and they might keep increasing, which might result in creation of multiple construction. So, to avoid this kind of situation or to make things simple, we can use builder design pattern. With this pattern, you provide a step-by-step initialization, and at the end, you can return the resulting object. So if you are in a situation where you need to break up the construction of complex object or you need to create object which should be independent of parts or say the parameters that makes up that particular object. Yeah. So this pattern makes it possible to produce different products using the same construction process. So which we will see in the example. Now let's go to the example, actual example and see how this pattern is implemented. Okay, so today we will see two different ways to implement this builder design pattern. So the one will be the straightforward, the normal way which we use, and the second will be using Fluent Builder. Okay, so let's start with the first implementation approach. And yeah, in this approach, actually, we are trying to print two different type of reports. One is Excel, and the other one is PDF. Now let's go to the report generator project where we have the actual implementation for this. And the first class we will look into is report class. So this class contains the options which we need to configure for the report and one function which actually prints the report. So you will see the report type, header, footer. These are the properties which we need to set for the report. And finally in print report, we will be printing that particular report in a proper format. In normal ways, we might try to set this type of properties like header, footer, content via constructor. So we might create a constructor for this and but say in case if for Excel report you don't need this footer parameter, so in such case you either might create two constructor, one with the footer parameter, other without footer, because say for PDF report the footer part is required. So or you might go with the second approach is like create only one constructor and pass null or empty string for the footer, and then in constructor actually or in a print function you will handle the logic where in Excel you will you won't include this footer part. So this way the approach might get complicated because in case if a new report comes and report type comes and that reports don't need say header part. So in that case you will need to adjust that scenario as well. So to avoid this kind of scenarios we can use builder pattern uh, to simplify the things. So now to implement the builder pattern, we have created one report builder which defines the steps to set the parameters which are required by the report object. So in this report builder, you will see we have this is the abstract class and it has defined methods like set type, set title, set content. So these methods will be used to set the different type of properties of that report. Then we have two functions as well. One is for create report and the final one is for get report. So this create report will make sure all whenever we try to generate a report, so it will always work with a new object of a report class, and the get report will return the this current instance. So now this report builder, like we have two type of report, Excel and PDF report. So for two type of reports, we will create two different classes. Both the classes will implement this report builder and will uh, have implementation for this methods, set type and set title or content. Okay, so now let's look into Excel report and PDF report classes. So here you can see we have implemented this report builder for abstract class, and we are using the set type, set title, set container, and set footer methods to set the actual values for these different properties. And one thing is like here we have set the footer, but in case if you don't want this kind of this footer in Excel, in case of this Excel report, so you can pass empty string, so that way you can work. And in PDF report, we have implemented this report builder as well, and we are using the same methods for setting up the different properties, and these properties are related to PDF report. Yeah, and this report object, it's coming from this report builder. So every time we create, we want to print a new report. So that time new report object will be created, and on this, all these properties will be set. So with these classes, we need one more class actually, which will actually call these steps in a desired manner, and then we will be able to create this entire object. So for that, actually, we have created one director class. We call it as a report director, and if you see, it has one method that is generate report, which accepts report builder object, or I will say Excel report or PDF report object as a parameter, and on that actually it calls the required steps like create report. So it will create a new instance, then we will set type, title, contain, and footer on it, and at the end we will call the get report, which will actually return the current instance, which will have all the properties set, and then we will print that particular report. So now if I go to program.cs file, you will see what we have done. We have created instance of report director, where we have this generate report class which accepts object of type report builder. Now if I go to program.cs, now in report director we need to call this generate report, and in case if I want to print Excel report, so I will pass instance of Excel report, or in case if I want to print a PDF report, so I will pass the object of PDF report, and all the steps which are required to construct these reports will be taken care by report director. So if I run this program now, on the output actually you will see the final reports. Yeah, so this is Excel report and this is PDF report. These two reports are for other projects, so which we'll just now see. So now let's go to the second example, or the second way to implement this, that is Fluent Builder. So in Fluent Builder actually, what uh, let me just go to directly to the project actually. Yeah, so in this Fluent Builder, the project inventory report, what we are trying to do is print inventory report, and we are printing the inventory for particular product. So for printing this inventory, we have created one product class which has properties related to product, basic properties: name, price, rating, weight, and stock count. Then we have inventory report class which contains actual properties related to the reports. So product was for product properties, and inventory report class is for holding the properties related to inventory report. So it contains title, content, and then print info. Print info basically is information related to the user, where we will be passing the username and the date, current date. So that will also be printed. Then it also has one method, get final report. So this what this does, it combines all that data and returns the final report, which will be used for printing. So now for builder pattern, implementing builder pattern, what we have done is, now we have created one interface, I product inventory builder, where we have defined the steps like we will be adding title, then content, then we will add some user info, that is print info. So for that we will be having one method, add title, then add content, add user info, and finally we will be getting the report, the final report. This interface is implemented by inventory report builder class. So this is the actual builder class which will have implementation for all these steps. So you can see we have implemented this methods like add title, add content, add user info. Now in this particular implementation, what we have done is, if you see in the constructor, so this particular report builder class has a constructor which will accept the list of all the products. So in that report we will be printing the details of the products, so it will accept the list of it. And before assigning this list, entire list to this particular property, what it will do, it will call this reset method. And in reset method, what we have done is we create new object of inventory report. So we make sure every time we work on a new instance. So now in methods, this is from iProduct inventory builder, like add title, add content. What we are doing is now we are setting the properties of this particular report, and then we are returning the current instance. So next time on this particular instance, we will be calling the add content method. We will set the content for based on what are the products we have received, and then we will return the current instance. And then when we will go for add user info, we will do this, call this particular method on that particular instance, so it will assign this value to print info, and that way we will be getting the final report. Okay, now let's go to the program.cs file and see how we are using this implementation. So in this program.cs file, you will see what we have done. We have created a list of products, and in the list of products, I have added two products with the respective properties. Then I'm creating instance of inventory report builder, and I'm passing this list. So this list will be printed in the final report. And when we are actually building the report, what we are doing is on this object inventory builder, we are calling this add title method to add the title. Then we are calling add content method for adding content, then add user info. This info will be printed on the final report, and finally we are calling this get report method to get the formatted report. So now we are chaining all these steps one by one, and finally we are printing the report. So now if I run this program, so let's see the output. Yes, so for these two products we have printed the report, and at the footer you will see the user info. This report is generated by Swapnil on date, this particular date. So this way we can use this builder design pattern to simplify the things, or to separate this object creation, complex steps involved in object creation in the different classes, and make the scenarios easier or things easier. Okay, so that's all for today's video. We went through this builder design pattern and we saw how to implement it. In case if you have any questions or queries, do let me know in comment section. And if you like the video or the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.